Hey, this is Chris Peplinski here. This time I'm going to talk about Transformers: The Last Knight, which happens to be the fifth installment in the Transformers series, and I can't believe it's been 5 movies in 10 years, already, which goes to show how quick the time goes. This one takes place like sometimes of the previous, Transformers movie, The Age of Extinction, the fourth movie in the Transformers series, but this time around, I guess attempts to go back into the Transformers, past, and I guess give like an explanation of sorts as to why the Transformers and the Septicons keep coming back to Earth and things like that, and something involving like Merlin and some Knight of Excalibur's staff, which gives the person who wields it like control and things like that, which of course in the wrong hands could be used as a very powerful weapon. Which in this particular case, Optimus Prime was trying to find his creators, the ones who created the Autobots, and end up encountering someone by the name of Quintessia, which I guess happens to be a sorceress of sorts who corrupts Optimus Prime into I guess fighting against the humans, as he's considered his allies for the previous 4 movies, and she dubs him Nemesis Prime, I guess, as a way of, I guess, how it is, trying to do the dirty work and things like that. And also brings back Mark Wahlberg as Kay Yeager, who kind of took over as the leading role from Shia LaBeouf, who played Sam Witwicky in the first 3 Transformers movies, who's also remained like a powerful ally in the Transformers. And it also brings back Josh Duhamel as William Lennox from the first 3 movies, and also John Toretto as Seymour Simmons. But sadly, Tyrese Gibson, who was supposed to return as William Lennox's friend Robert Epps, but unfortunately because of scheduling conflicts with the eighth Fast and Furious movie, Fate of the Furious, he wasn't able to return, even though initially he was supposed to come back. But that's just the way it is sometimes. I would say when it comes to the fifth Transformer movie itself, even though a lot of people will say yes, it is more of the same because it's always the action kind of seems to be more relevant over the story, even though this one attempts to go more into the story part. And I would say one of the things I probably didn't like about it was how Megatron and Optimus Prime kind of feel like they're almost like sideline characters in this movie, where it's like they appear for a while and then they kind of disappear, like in the middle of the movie, and then reappear, and things like that. I would say that even I would say the way it ends, it kind of concludes the Transformers series in the event they decide not to do one. But of course, there's a little spoiler in the mid-credit scene which sets up the six Transformer movies. I guess maybe depending on whatever direction the the Transformers series decides to go. Even though me personally, I was personally a fan of the first movie, which I still think to this day, even more than 10 years later, is the best one and my favorite out of the bunch, because the story wasn't over convoluted, over the top. But I would have to say, I think maybe the Transformers movies would benefit a little bit more if they just shorten it a little bit, because I feel like at some particular moments in the film, it felt like it was just dragging a little, too much. But I would say, for hardcore Transformers fans, it was still enjoyable nonetheless. So, I mean, I guess for those that see it, hopefully they'll like it. And I guess that's that with that. Okay, thank you.